And now, here's your host of Shaping Success, Wes Tankersley.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Shaping Success. I'm your host, Wes Tankersley, back here with another Shaping Success Treasure Valley. We've done a few of these episodes. This time I get to interview my friend, Ray Cruz, or Raymond. I call you Ray, but every time I see everything is Raymond. Do you go by one or the other, or do you care?
Man, you can call me what you want, except late for dinner. Ray, Raymond, you name it.
Yeah.
I go by both.
Okay. So, Ray, I met you, man, I haven't taught for about 7 years now, but I met you when I got a haircut in the Karcher Mall from you.
Nice.
And in Nos, we're both in there, and it was the first time I always walk by that barbershop looking in there going, man, I should go in there and get my hair cut, because you normally, like, you go in and get super cuts or whatever. You just go buy whatever's quick, whatever's fast. But you watched people get their hair cut there, and like the attention to detail and the way that you guys cut hair is just way different than anyone else. And it's always like a perfect haircut, man.
I appreciate that. That bring it back to 2016.
Yeah.
When we opened up that shop, and I was working with Nas when we met each other.
Yeah, that is a while ago,
almost
man.
10 years now.
Yeah.
Going strong.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We went. You worked there for a little while. Karcher Mall was kind of like an interesting thing, right? Because there's some people across the way who were kind of a pain in the butt, and then you ended up moving, starting another shop.
Yeah, mall got shut down. We ended up doing something different,
and it was great because not you and Nos, your business partner or one of the barbers that work at your shop, like he's always like kind of bouncing around just like you are, like, hey, let's do this, let's do that, whatever. Yeah. But always coming back to the barbershop, right?
Right. Yeah. It's our foundation.
Yeah.
Nas is a good friend of mine, somebody who I helped become a barber, and later on in life he helped me become an instructor, and we just bounce back and forth, but that's good friends.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's kind of the journey, right? Like, so we were in Karcher Mall. You got your barber's license. You had your own barbershop in Karcher Mall. You worked somewhere else before that, right? Like, you worked for someone?
Yeah, no, for sure. So take it back to 2011, when I started my barber school, finished up, and towards the end of the year, I started working at the Karcher Mall. I used to work with this one guy named Viet. He owned a nail salon. I remember he had a chair there, and just caught my attention, and that's where I, planted the seed at the time. Uh-huh. And that was in 2011, worked my way up to like 2016. So I worked with him for a while. And then me and my boy from barber school, Pancho, we linked up and opened up a barbershop at the time. And my brother was going to barber school, and he introduced me to Nas, and that's where we started working together and just been rocking since.
Okay. And so we went from that, and then, the Karcher Mall kind of went down. You got a place out on Garrity.
Correct, yeah.
And then you started working. It's kind of tough because, like, haircutting is one of those things where it's like, if you're not in the right spot and you don't have enough people coming in here and there, like, there's always been like a little bit of struggle, a little bit of, hey, we're busy, back and forth, right? So you ended up going back to just teaching, right, for a while.
Yep.
At the barber school, which I don't think a lot of people understand the difference between a barber and a stylist. There's a big difference, right?
Yeah, big difference. Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit of difference about that?
Well, just a barber, what it comes down to is what you love to do. I love to cut hair, I love to shave face, facial lineups and all that. Everything that the barber culture comes with. Mm-hmm. And then once you get into like the stylist world, it's a little bit more of like longer hairstyles and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, you can mix and match everything together too. Yeah. And become a hybrid barber. I just specialize in short hair and like clippers and trimmers and razors and stuff like that. Yeah,
and it's crazy because you go into like I've been going into Super Clips every so often, right? Like, you go in there and you just go get your haircut. My problem with my haircut is that if I could do it every week, if I could afford it every single week, I'd have a haircut every week,
for
right?
Sure, yeah.
But it's insane, the amount of money that it costs to keep it straight, keep it lined up or whatever is insane for how clean I want it to look. And so, one of the things that I remember about going in there and having you cut my hair, or having Nas cut my hair, is like just the attention that you guys spend, the amount of time you spend on it, how there's never like this. People are trying to get a fade or whatever. There's never like the line. There's never, everything is just always clean, man. So why do you spend so much time cutting hair like that? And what makes you want to just, it's kind of an art, right?
No, it's an art for sure. On pencil and paper, my handwriting's not the best. I got chicken scratch handwriting. But when it comes to doing what you love, like, my attention to details, that's my passion, Yep. And cutting hair, it goes back with me. Like, we go back, and it brings me back to a beautiful time with my father, and that's what makes me deliver, Mm-hmm. But barbering means more than just cutting hair for me. Like, it's a way to reach out to the community. It's a way to be in somebody's life in a positive way, make somebody feel good about themselves. So it's more than just a haircut and lineups and stuff like that. There's drive behind it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's passion over profit, you know, for
and
sure.
It's a little different too. Like one of the things that I think too, when you sit down at like a barber that you go to every single day, you know, like going into like Supercuts and sports clips or whatever, they're just in there, and then they're sometimes asking you questions, sometimes they're not. It's kind of like, what's that? What do you want? You want a 1 or a 2? Do you want your neck square? Like those are the things that they go through. But then it's never like, I love the environment of the shops that you've had. Like you walk in there, like the one in Karcher, I remember the graffiti all over the wall.
Yeah.
And just like you go in there and there's just people just cutting hair. There's sports memorabilia all over.
Yeah.
We're talking about basketball and how much LeBron sucks. And
yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah. I can't remember. You don't like LeBron. Or you like LeBron, right?
I'm a Laker fan for sure.
Yeah.
LA all the way around. Dodgers, Chargers, Lakers, you name it.
Let's say something controversial, though. LeBron or Jordan?
That's an easy one.
Okay, what do we got?
Michael Jordan.
Okay, good. All right, we're on the same page.
Best basketball player of all time. LeBron James is up there, you know.
Yeah.
I respect his game, but I'm going to always pick Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he's just not the same, right?
And Kobe Bryant's my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Kobe Bryant's my favorite, but when it comes to who's the best of all time, you know,
yeah,
that one's, you know,
probably
Michael Jordan by a nose hair for me.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Kobe is Kobe learned the majority of what he mimicked Michael, right? So
exactly, you know, so that's you got to give homage to. You got to pay credit when it's due.
Yeah, that's going to be the most controversial clip on this whole podcast because everyone like always goes off about that, how LeBron is better or Jordan is better or whatever. Like it's a perfect like clickbait type comment because that's what it is. Yeah. So you mentioned that like with your dad, did your dad cut your hair when you were a kid? Is that why you got into like it?
For sure, yeah. When you want to get into the history about it, what it means to me and how long I've been cutting hair.
Yeah, let's talk
about it.
I'll
tell you about it, man. So I take it back to like growing up. You know, my father, he loved to work. You know, he's a hard worker, and he likes making carnitas. You know, cooking and butchering and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And another thing that he loved was cutting hair.
Uh-huh.
He used to cut up all his friends' hair and stuff like that. He was pretty much a barber without the license, but he would do it on the side. So with that being said, like me and my brother, shout out to my brother Raymond Cruz.
Yeah.
See you, baby.
Who cuts it? Does he cut hair with you still?
So my brother,
yeah,
he's a licensed barber. Right now he's in the dealership, you know, selling cars and everything. I'm trying to slowly, you know, reel him in and bring him back to the business, you know. I see a big picture in this, so, you know, I'm going to bring him back.
Yeah.
I want him to be able to be himself and just express his freedom. Now he's an artist when it comes to drawing and stuff like that, so I want to bring him back, you know. Entrepreneurialism is where it's at.
Yeah.
But back to what we were saying, like my father, he used to cut our hair, and growing up, like we never went to barbershops. And I always see my cousin, you know, with a clean cut. He's still to the day, you know. I just cut his hair this morning before I got here. I always seen him with a clean cut, you know, nice and edged up on the back. My uncle, he's a second father to me too. And they would always be clean, you know. But my dad would always cut up our hair, which was a beautiful thing for me. But I just remember just always being around clippers and my dad always loving it. And he would always cut our hair to the point where I remember being like 12 years old. And if I talk to my mom about it, she'll tell me, she says that your dad would tell you, like, cut his hair and stuff. I don't remember that part. I do remember being, like, 12 years old in middle school, 6th grade, and telling him, like, Dad, do you mind if I cut my hair? And I remember his eyes, like, sparkled, and he's like, yeah. So I remember, you know, back then you do, like, a one up top, shave it, and just leave a line. You know, that was, like, our version of a high and tight.
Yep.
And I just have him, like, etch up the back and stuff like that. And so just kept doing that. And then when you get in middle school, you know, you get into like wanting to look fresh, you know, you got girls looking at you, you want to look fresh, you know, you want to do your thing.
Yep.
And I just remember feeling like that. So me and my brother just started cutting ourselves. You know, we'd give each other like tapers and stuff, like something simple, you know. And then after that, we got into like high school. And that was like freshman year. And my cousin that I cut up this morning, Benny, shout out to Benny. He was like one of my first clients, and I remember butchering his hair. I remember butchering my hair.
Yeah.
But we got that practice in, the reps in.
Right.
You know, put in that foundation that to be good at something, you got to put in those 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
And that was my beginning, you know. And once I got to like 15, I had a little bit of practice, you know, from 12 to 15. Now I'm starting to do better. And now, you know, my parents are supporting me a little bit, and I'm asking them if I can go to the barbershop, which that's where I met one of the first barbers out here, Scott, you know. He's a legend out here. He's cool. In the
Still around.
in the barber game, yeah. and he used to work with this other cat named Razor Ray, rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
He was cool. So another legend in the barber game out here.
I think I remember that name.
In the Treasure Valley.
He passed.
Yeah, he passed. Yeah.
Okay.
And once I would go to get haircuts by him, I remember him just like, I remember just watching what he was doing and just, you know, going with the flow and him not knowing, like, I'm really just paying attention, like, what you're doing, how you're fading me up. So when I go home, I'm practicing these skills.
Yeah.
And I'm developing my own skill as well. And that's how I got better. And remember when I got better, all my uncles stopped going to barbershops and started coming to me. And before you know it, you know, I had a following at the garage.
Yeah.
And back then, it's funny. Back then, we used to call it the get laid fade. You know, people would come over and get haircuts. Started charging $5.
Yeah,
$5 kept me busy.
Yeah,
you know, I remember a weekend would come over, come by. Saturday, I get like 12 haircuts. You know, end up with like $60. You know, gas money and just started doing my own thing from there and just kept it going.
And you didn't have to do anything stupid like me. Like I used to go to work with my dad and go work in the apple orchards for like $5 an hour. Wow, and that's insane, man. Like you work, really? It's really cool to be able to like be that age, sit in your garage, have people come to you, just cut hair, and just keep going.
It's a beautiful thing, man. So you used to work in the agriculture?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's cool. Yeah, I dipped and dived a little bit in there too. Yeah, I remember like being 13 years old. Let me tell you a quick little story. When I was 13, about 14 years old, I went to, you know, I was still learning how to cut hair and stuff, but I went to go work in the agriculture in the fields with all my people. And I seen them on my way here, you know, so shout out to them, hardworking people.
Yeah, for sure.
100 degrees, you know, out there and plus 100 plus.
Yeah.
Working 12-hour days and stuff.
You never want, you always wonder too, like one of the things that is always crazy was when you're out there and you see them working in the fields, they all got long sleeve shirts on, long pants on, they're covering up their face and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, it's 100 degrees out here. Yeah. I'm going to be in short sleeves and shorts, you know?
Yeah, it's not
which
easy.
Is not good for your skin for sure.
Yeah. So I remember going out there and buying my first $100 pair of shoes. Yeah. Through working in agriculture, and that's a story that always resonates with me. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. And to the day, that first pair of Nike Air Force Ones, they're still my favorite shoes.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Like I remember the first pair of shoes I was able to buy as well. It was kind of the same thing. It's like nothing really means anything to you until you purchase it yourself. Right. And you're like, that's when you start taking care of it. That's when you start having like, I swear I probably have, 15, 20 pairs of shoes that just, they're like in good condition because all I do is take care of them. And I know that I'm not going to wear this one for outside, or whatever. But,
right. Yeah. You want them to look clean.
Yep. Exactly.
Pull them out for special occasions.
Yep. Yeah. I got a new pair of, a couple months ago, I got a pair of Jordan 11s. I haven't even taken out of the box yet.
Really?
But yeah, they're like the red and black ones.
Yeah. The original, the Breads.
Yeah. Oof. Man, I've always wanted a pair of those because when I was a kid, my parents couldn't afford them. So and I couldn't afford them either. At that time, they were like $100 a pair or whatever, and now they're like 220, which is crazy.
That's
how much
getting
more.
them at resale.
Yeah,
I mean retail. Sorry.
Yep.
When they go for resale, it's like double.
Yeah, exactly, which is insane. Yeah, so you got to hope that you find them when you can.
And going back to what we were saying earlier, that's why I feel like Michael Jordan is one of the best. Yeah. The way he dunked, the way he impacted the game, the shoe game. He changed everything about that. So
yeah, it's funny because I saw a chart come out where they were like, which one of these LeBrons do you want re-released? And I'm like, none of them.
I can't even name a pair, no disrespect to LeBron, but I can't even name a pair of shoes that stand out like the Michael Jordan shoes, the retro collection.
He just doesn't. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you see those shoes and you're like, oh yeah, I know that one. I know that one. I know that one. With LeBron, it's like I had a few pairs of his, but I don't know. They're not as cool as Jordan, so yeah, it is what it is. But I mean, like you said, LeBron, he's got his own place. He's a great player. He's not the same. He's not, in my mind, he'll never be the GOAT. So
and for me, like Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, legend. Yeah, something that we can all relate to him is like the Mamba mentality. Yeah, waking up day in and day out, going through the struggle and just being like, nah, we gonna do it. We gonna get above this.
And that's what, to me, like, that's the mentality that you take with you no matter where you go. Yeah.
No matter what you do.
Yeah. And we were talking about you personally in this before, like this perseverance, because, like I said, I've known you for a while now.
Yeah, and it's damn near 10 years now.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
But seems like yesterday, out in one barbershop, going to another one, going back to teaching, going back to selling cars for a little while, back to your barbershop. You always end up back at the barbershop and you're just trying to find a way to make it happen.
No, for sure. It's part of my journey, and like I was saying, like I remember, I'm gonna go back to when I graduated barber school.
Mm-hmm.
That was in 2010. No, 2011, sorry. I remember my family had a little party for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember during my graduation party, it was like in November, my dad pulled me to the side and he told me, son, if I die tomorrow, I'm gonna die happy. I'm like, Pops, why you saying that? You know, don't say it. Like, I don't want to hear you talk like that. You know?
Yeah.
He's like, nah, it's true, Mio. He's like, I know if I die tomorrow, you're not gonna starve to death anymore,
Mm-hmm.
because I have my barber license.
Yeah.
So, you know, taking that everywhere I've gone with me, that's what's impacted my game. You
Yeah.
know?
And your dad was a big part of your life, right? And
Always.
He passed away a few years
Yeah.
ago. And
Yep.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man. It's to me, I just think that a lot of people get lost in the fact that if it doesn't work the first time, they can't do it a second time. They can't try again. They
Yeah.
can't continue to keep going. And that's what I like about what you're doing is like, I
Yeah.
see it over and over again.
Yeah, for sure. You know, had ups and downs. You know, worked at the mall. The thing didn't work out. You know, mall got shut down. From there, I went to Garrity, I believe. That's where we
Yep.
kept it going. You know,
Yep.
you remember that?
Mhm.
Those were good times too. And we were on Garrity and just kind of like poor planning and poor location.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what led me to my next adventure. And that's from there is when I went to go teach at Boise Barber College.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank them for the opportunity to give me earning my license there. I became an instructor there, and that's why I started teaching. That was pretty cool.
And you get to meet a lot of cool people when
Yeah.
you're instructing too. Like you
Oh,
probably
for sure.
found people,
All kinds of people
that you want to work with now because
Yeah.
you see like, hey, this person's not as good as I am. This person is as good as
Right.
This person has the same drive. Like you can find those people
Yeah.
and help them get placed and
To
find
the
a
day, I
job.
still talk to some of the students I used to have there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all good people.
Yeah.
I cut some of them up. Some of them I just talk to when I see them, but it's all love.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember going to teach there, and from there, seeing my cousin doing good in the car business. I'm like, let's give it a go, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like fell back from teaching, but my respect to all the teachers. You know, I got a new new aspect of like
Yeah.
for teaching. And, you're a teacher yourself,
yeah.
you know, so it's not easy, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, and I think that that's a big part about teaching that people don't understand is that being able to teach it and be able to do it is two different things. And if
Right.
you can tell someone how to do it, you're going to be better at what you do anyway.
Yeah. No, it definitely refreshed my mind as far as like the school rhythm, you know, because when I was 18 going to school, it goes by so quick, you know, you don't really grasp everything. But
Right.
once I come back years later, you know, become an instructor, and I've already had a little bit of experience of barbering.
Mhm.
And not to mention, you know, this is what I live for. This is what I love, you know,
Right.
beside my family, and this is what I love to do. And that's what helped me be able to give back to other students
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But yeah, from there, you know, I kind of was trying to see what else I can do. So I got into the car business for a little bit, like 2 years, and I made a lot of money doing that. That was great. That was cool.
You were still cutting hair when you were working
I
at
was
the
still
car
cutting hair,
business.
yeah.
Yeah.
Before work, after work. Like, I can't let it go. That's what I do.
Man, it was crazy this morning when I texted you. It's like, hey, if you want to do a little bit earlier, we
Right.
can. And you're already cutting hair at 7 o'clock in the morning. So that's right up my alley, man. I'm up at 4:30 every day, just
Man,
like
wow.
doing stuff, trying to get things going. But like,
Yeah.
it's crazy to me that there are people who, it's not crazy. I mean, it's that mentality, right?
Yeah.
Like, I get up at 4:30. I probably go to bed a little bit earlier than everyone else, but like, it's an all day thing to me. I'd rather I'm most fresh
That's
in the
cool.
morning. I want to get it done. And it's cool to see that you're still out there doing it,
Yeah.
early in the morning, grinding,
Yeah.
getting it done.
For sure. And, you know, you've created a beautiful foundation here,
Yeah.
doing what you do. And, you know, I appreciate you doing what you do and having me here.
Yeah, man. When Nos reached out to me, I was like, hell yeah, because this
Yeah.
is the thing. It's like I said, I've been watching you, you
Yeah.
know, like we may not have been having any conversations for a while and I haven't
Yeah,
had
but
my haircut from
it's
you,
all
but
love,
like
always.
I see it
Yeah.
and I know you're grinding and I know you're working and
Yeah.
I just love it, man.
Same with you. I know that, you know, you were teaching
Mhm.
at a school and stuff like that. And I remember that you wanted to become an entrepreneur
Yeah.
back then. And now to see you doing it now, you know, I applaud you. And
Well,
I love
the
it.
thing is that no matter what, to me, it's like you can always work for someone else, and you've been there, right? Like you
Right.
can selling cars or working for a
Yeah.
different barber or whatever. There's no better feeling than doing it for yourself
Yeah.
because you are responsible for everything that happens.
Right.
It may suck at times, like it may not be fun at times because you're responsible for the good things, but you're also responsible for the
Yeah.
bad things that happen,
Everything,
right?
yeah.
Yep.
ins and outs, ups and downs, in betweens.
Yep.
You know, but selling cars was cool. It was a good experience. Made good money. It was at the right time. You know, it was during like the COVID time, so it was a seller's market more than a buyer's market.
Yeah.
So it was a good experience. Made some good money, and at the same time, it was almost like being self-employed still because you're on commission 100%.
Right.
You know, the only thing is you're just following what hours they're giving you and stuff like that. So it showed me a lot more about myself, and I'm glad I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I've been through, I'm glad that I've done it because it's brought me to this day.
Well, it's helped you to start what you're doing now, right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that's
Yep.
the thing is like without that job, you wouldn't have had the money to be able to start this new
Exactly.
shop, which is 2C Barbershop. Is that
2C Barbershop. Yep.
okay? So tell us a little bit about that because this is a new thing. How long has it been open? What are you
Yep.
doing now?
Man, 2C Barbershop, we located on 16088 Settlement Lane, Caldwell, Idaho,
Mm-hmm.
off of Karcher and Lake,
Yep.
right up in my backyard. You know, this is where I grew up. So for me to be able to plant the seed where there's new commercial coming in, man, it's a beautiful thing. And I'm just thankful that God chose me to be there, you know?
What's different about this one? Because we talked about like the one over on Garrity.
Right.
Like location is a very important
Yeah.
thing that I've noticed. I have actually, so like I got a friend's barber sign sitting up
Oh,
there
okay.
because
That's what's up.
Yeah, so like he had a spot over in Garden City that
Okay.
was like kind of in a rough spot. Like people
Right.
can't get to it. People like
Right.
what's annoying to me is like as I'm driving around because like my job is drive around all day every day, right? Like
Okay.
so I'm going to people's houses and
Nice.
and like I'm like I need to go to this gas station or I need to do this or I need to do
Right.
that, but like it's always on the wrong side of the road or it's hard to get into, right? Like so I got to make
Yeah.
a U-turn to get back over here.
Lot of
Location's
obstacles.
important, right?
Oh, it's important, super important. And I just seen this opportunity when I was ready. And I was ready to inquire. I started inquiring different spots. I seen some spots, you know, some expensive spots. I've seen some affordable spots, and I've seen some in-between spots. But of all the spots that I seen, I'm just like, why not do it in my backyard? I'm close to my kids' schools.
Yeah.
I grew up in this area. This area is blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Karcher Road, they're expanding it to 4 lanes.
Yep.
Well, what once was the most dangerous road out there, you know, Highway 55,
Right.
is now going to become one of the most popular roads out there, you know?
Yeah.
So a lot of good things that are coming right there in that area that I'm at. And I'm just thankful and blessed to be a part of it.
And you see the vision of that being
Oof.
because you were talking about like we talked about the village in Meridian, which has become
Right.
a big thing. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of like everyone when they're building something, they're saying, hey, this is going to be the next village. So
Yep.
if this is going to be the next village, it's the future is really bright there, right? Because there's going to be a
it's
lot of
beautiful.
traffic there.
No,
There's a lot of things going on.
I know it's going to be a successful and beautiful running barbershop.
Yeah.
I know one day it's going to be packed throughout the house that, you know, unfortunately, you know, we're going to have to turn people away one day.
Yeah.
But when we, you know, we going to grind.
It's been busy.
Yeah.
It's been busy though, right? Like you said,
Yeah.
it's been busy starting off.
Yeah, first started off, you know, with my clientele. Now I'm getting to the point where, you know, I'm starting to need barbers because there's a lot of clientele coming in. So
Yeah. And how many of these are like repeat people that have you always kept kind of the same people coming? I know it's tough like moving around because recently you were in
Man.
Boise, now you're back
Yeah.
in Caldwell, Napa area.
Yeah.
Has it been tough getting those people to come back or you're just like, hey man, I'm back here, let's go?
nah, you know, word gets around like a forest fire, but whether it's positive or negative, you know.
Mhm.
But shout out to my clientele. I appreciate every single one of you guys.
Yeah.
I got people that still rocking with me since the garage days.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I was in high school, you know,
Yeah.
to the barber school days, and just people that I've met over time that, you know, really come to see me, whether it's like weekly basis or whether it's on event basis,
Mhm.
you know, special occasions. You know, I got people that just come repeatedly, and I'm very thankful for them. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be who I am, where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
So, thank you to all my clientele.
Yeah, man. Well, it's been awesome talking to you, man. I'm really excited to see where this goes. I'm gonna have to get in there. I have to get my hair
Man,
cut.
no, for sure. You need to stop by. You know, I'd love to take care of you. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
it's totally, and that's the thing. It's like, if you're looking for a great haircut, I know damn
Yeah.
well where to get it. That's all there is to it. You got to get in there. You got to get it done.
Yeah.
And it's the attention to detail, man, is just, it's
Yeah.
awesome. So
Yeah.
I look forward to getting in there and seeing you,
Man.
man. And
Yeah,
seeing
you
the
got a nice
place.
beard, man. We'll get it right,
Yeah,
too.
I like,
you know?
yeah. That's the worst part, man. It's
Yeah.
like, you don't know, like I do what I do, but I need someone
Yeah.
else to do it for me, you know, like
Yeah,
get it
no,
straight,
it's
get it
different.
right.
It's different, you know, taking care of yourself, grooming yourself to going to a barbershop and actually getting done by a professional.
Yeah.
It's a different vibe. It's a culture. And it's somewhere where men could be men.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's rare. it's a job that's always gonna be around. You know, I don't picture no robots taking over our job.
Yep. No, and
Not
it's
at
a
all.
place like, to me, like the environment of like where you go to get your haircut is crazy too. Like you walk into somewhere where it's like this environment in the studio.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't see what's behind you, but like this is a part of me, and going in there and like and being in an environment, not just getting your haircut, being in a place where you feel comfortable and you like where you're at, and it's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And a barber, you know, for me versus like a stylist, because most of these people you go into, they don't even pull out a razor. They don't even know how like I'm going in and I remember in Austin, he used to cut my hair. He'd do like a hard part for me.
Great.
And it's like you get out the razor and you're actually putting that
Oh,
part
for
in there.
sure. Man,
And these
that's a
dudes are
beast.
just in there like a little bit of line, you know, like they're just using clippers, and you don't really, when it's all said and done, you don't know where that's at. And like that's the attention to detail that people need, you know.
Man, details over everything for sure.
Yep. So
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. I love what you created here, and like I said before, man, I thank you for having me on the show, and
yeah,
man, I love what you're doing, man. Keep doing what you're doing. You're a great person.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
You guys go check out 2C Barbershop. Go
Man.
get your haircut. Go check it out. Go in there at least one time and see what the difference is between that and like these regular barbers.
Yeah, come get an experience. One real quick before, you know, we separate and stuff, do our thing, you know. I want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife, my beautiful children. I want to thank you for having my back and letting me work without stress, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
you know, we also got to give credit to the people who back you up to be where you're at, you know what I mean?
Right.
My parents, my beautiful siblings, you guys mean everything to me. So, you know, I'm doing this for our people. I'm doing this from the bottom of my heart. I'm showing my children and anybody out there, if you need it, if you want it, go and get it, you know? Don't wait for it to give it to you.
Yeah.
We weren't raised with silver spoons, so, you know, when we deliver, it comes from the heart, you know what I mean?
Yep. There's only one way to get what you want, and that's through that hard work, and you got to put in that work, man.
When there's motivation, there's purpose.
Yep.
So, you know, we're doing this for our people and to inspire, invent, and motivate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, Ray. Thanks a lot,
Hey,
man.
man.
We'll make sure we get
Thank
this
you,
out.
man.
and
Much
we'll-
love.
Yep. All right, everyone. Well, we want to say thank you for hanging out with us for this episode of Shaping Success with Raymond Cruz. Go check out his barbershop, 2C Barbershop. And until next time, I challenge you to find the
y'all.
shape of your success.